Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is George Herrera with the Queens Home Team at Keller Williams Realty. In today's video, I'm talking about mortgage contingencies, what a mortgage contingency is and how you can use this term if you were to waive it, how you can use that when you make offers, or what situation you might be in where you might decide to waive a mortgage contingency. So first thing, what is a mortgage contingency? So here in New York and in most parts of the country, probably every state, a standard real estate contract typically includes a standard mortgage contingency. If the buyer is obtaining a mortgage, then there would be a mortgage contingency in the contract. And what that means is that the buyer has to get approved for the loan in order to purchase the property. So pretty much the offer, the sale is subject to the purchaser being approved for the loan. And what happens is that if for some reason the buyer is denied the loan, or if they are not approved for the loan, then typically the contract is canceled and the escrow deposit is returned back to the buyer. And that mortgage contingency protects the buyer and their escrow deposit, the initial escrow deposit that you put down when you sign the contract. Now, can you waive the mortgage contingency? Yes, you are able to say, many times we get offers on our listings where it might say the list price is $899, offer is $899 with no mortgage contingency. So part of the term sometimes you might see is that it'll say no mortgage contingency, or it's pretty much in essence waiving the mortgage contingency, although the buyer is still obtaining a mortgage. Now, the reason this came up recently is an associate in our office actually had a buyer who were making an offer on a property with a mortgage, right, subject to a mortgage, and they feel really confident that they're going to get approved for the loan. They felt so confident that they'll get approved for the loan that they actually we're asking, can we include as part of our terms, no mortgage contingency? Now, should you do that in that situation or not? And the answer is the only time you really want to offer no mortgage contingency is if you can buy the property all cash. So in our experience, whenever people do make an offer with no mortgage contingency, the reason they're able to do that is because they're going for the mortgage in order to just not use all of their cash, but typically they have the funds available to purchase the property all cash if necessary. So when they make those offers, they'll say, this is the offer, no mortgage contingency. And what they're essentially saying is that if for some reason we don't get approved for the loan, we'll still buy the property. We'll buy it all cash. And so in order to actually offer a no mortgage contingency, you want to make sure you're actually in a position to buy the property all cash, because if for some reason you get denied the loan, you still are obligated to move forward with the purchase if you waive the mortgage contingency. Now, going back to the example from one of our associates, let's say a buyer is extremely confident they think they'll get approved for the loan and they want to add this in. The reason you wouldn't want to do that, because you just never know what can happen during the contract to close phase. So even if you feel confident, you could suffer a job loss, you could suffer a personal, some type of personal circumstance that affects your finances, something in your family that affects your financial circumstances. So you just never know what can happen. And if you waive that mortgage contingency, you're on the hook. So let's say for some reason something happened and then you don't get approved for the loan. If you went in with no mortgage contingency, now you'll be obligated to move forward with the purchase by contract. And if you don't move forward, then what you risk losing is that escrow deposit, which here in New York is typically 10% of the sale price. So it's a significant amount of money that you risk losing if you offer no mortgage contingency. And then if for some reason you don't get approved for the loan. So just simply put, is that when you offer no mortgage contingency, You want to make sure that you actually have liquid funds available to buy the property all cash if for some reason you're not approved for the loan. So hopefully that gives you a little more insight, a little more context around mortgage contingencies and how they work. If you have any questions related to mortgage contingencies, appraisal contingencies, or any other contingencies that are standard in a contract, feel free to drop them in the comments below. And as always, if you have ideas for topics, any questions that you'd like us to answer on the channel, just drop them in the comments below and we'll be happy to add them to our list and shoot a video for them in the future. Thanks as always for tuning in, y'all. Stay tuned for the next episode. Take care and have a great day.